Buddy, this is me, Mark to the Code, and I want to come out first video ever re-upload actually, because the first video you seen, those two people who saw it basically was I was outside in the weather. It was not very conditioned for me to talk. I do want to come out now. I'm officially able, clear. I want to come out with a video that affects me today, and that is depression. And I've been dealing with technically depression all my life and anxiety. Well, literally by my doctor, psych doctor, anxiety, stress, this anxiety disorder. And the reason I want to come out as a re-upload, I know I can do better in the video presentation. And also, I couldn't hear me anyway, so I apologize for that. I was born with a pre-existing illness. I was born with delayed development, which is newly now term called intellectual disability. Back in my time was basically mental retardation. And I'm sorry for those who got offended by that word. I even hate that word myself, basically. And I had trouble making friends because I was in special education classes. Never know how to make friends. I was always social awkward. I don't know how to really. I know I say, my basic manners and all that. Something I don't know how to do. I know how to. I was forced to take care of gravely ill parents. Starting on my dad. He was physically disabled, where his hands had been cut off as well. Had to get reattached, and he was also a dialysis patient. So I know firsthand we're dealing with diabetes, which unfortunately I came down to. My mother had mental illness very early in my life, that she's always in and out of hospitals, literally in and out of hospitals. I hardly even get spend some time with her. I know that the story was basically someone in my and mother's side of the family was a traitorous punk ass bitch. Yes, I said it, and they didn't do nothing to stop that mother. Sorry for my language, but I had to say it anyways. That motherfucker needs to die for what they did to my mother, for ruining her before she even had a chance to grow. Instead, being taken away from me. I hope that person who ever watched this video, you took away something very precious to me by giving my mother weird thing at the time, because it was she was in her 20s basically, trying to smoke marijuana. Then somehow someone had put some, I don't know what it is, poison in marijuana. She literally went insane, and ever since, you know, and my dad was forced to take care of me. I always, me and my dad always get to see my mother. But to make a long story short, they both passed. My mother passed in April 13, 2003 when I was 13. And my dad just recently passed back in August 31st, 2014. I had to remember for a bit. I always remember them dates, but it upsets me because I'm my only child. I don't. Me and my parents, we do have some rocky relationships, and I basically was in special ed classes. I was not motivated for school at all. I was not motivated at the least, and I admit that kind of took a dive on me as recently. Now I did graduate from high school, but that came at a cost because I didn't took high school because I was taking care of a dad based in and out of hospitals. That put a lot of stress, anxiety on me. Despite it's supposed to be over, but basically all that years of build up anxiety and stress destroyed me because basically I came down. Recently was for 10 years I've been suffering. After I graduated from high school in 2008, I'm suffering from. I already got pre-existing illness with asthma, obesity, as well. Sorry. As recently, just last year, I have acid reflux. So I don't eat acid food. I can't even have orange juice. I'm allergic to bananas. Um, I'm trying to summarize as the best way I can. Yeah, forgive me. I'm sorry. I'm nervous. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm very uh, nervous. I don't like being around people too much unless I'm very comfortable with them. And let's see. Yeah, I'm suffering from asthma all my life, obesity. People make fun of my weight, my voice. I stutter. I don't remember a lot of things, but I don't understand things a lot well. And I have acid reflux since 2008. And just last year, I was just recently diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. And it's been so hard for me what to really eat, and the foods I eat is so traumatizing to me. Um, the reason I've been suffering with depression because I was forced to grow up at an advanced age, that I shouldn't been. I should be, I did have video games, but I didn't have no brothers and sisters. I only had a couple kids in the neighborhood. It was alright, but so it's kind of neat every now and then get toys and clothes, which I was very thankful for. I didn't understand at the time, but I was not spoiled by the least, if that's what you're thinking. Only children do is not really spoiled at all. It's when you probably get older, it's when you start realizing, families start passing away. All your main ones pass away. My mom and dad passed away, was like best friends. And it still hurts me now every time I think of holidays. I'm coming out with depression on my own as well as suicide. I try to overdose myself in painkillers, a lot of painkillers, some sleep medicine since last Friday. Not cause for attention, not cause of anything. I just really want to escape this pain. I've been abused, taken advantage of, lie, cheat, stab, almost got stabbed, shot at, arrested. And basically the reason I also got arrested because they accused me of being a criminal, which I never was. I got some nonsense and trouble because I was heavily bullied because of my voice or my weight, basically. And sometimes my skin. Living here is, I live alone. I live in a disability home where they can literally toss y'all just because. No rhyme and reason at all. You can pay your bills on time, but let's say you get a job or you lose a job, it is a hassle to deal with paperwork here, especially ain't no representatives. It's really a worse place to be at this time. And I'm currently dealing with anxiety because I'm already dealing with stress. I'm dealing with so much stress. I use sometimes sleeping medicine just to put me to sleep, and worry not to wake up. I'm dealing with stress. I've been dealing with depression. Went to a psych doctor for this basically, and they told me basically around here is either you gonna go to a psychological hospital or you going to prison. And I have bad history with law enforcement here. They're not good here, especially, let me just be realistic, people of color. Let me just come out, black people. And my videos, I speak heavily on that. But for the youth that's actually watching, I was being very rude. I should introduce myself. I am Martel Nelson, 28. Just turned 20 on November 1st. Briefly introduced, but I want to wrap it up. And I've been diagnosed with anxiety disorder. I was thrown to a hospital. They had put me on some so-called Prozac, and that messed up my mentally. Things where it's messed up me now. And also, I talked to a psychic as well, telling me that I've been so repressive and destructive from my past life that I need to be open more and realize some things I was not even aware of. I am talking to a psychic named Ron. I'm very appreciative of him, despite all the things I've been going through mentally. Is trying to take control back to my life, which is so hard with you pretty much was forced to grow faster than others, and I don't want to lead on too long because I know people don't have attention spans like this, um, but since it's my video, I'll do what I can. For the youth of today, please, if you're eligible to get help or you get coverage, try to get help if it's available. If they helpful understanding, some of them will try to use the law against you, throw you in prison. But if you don't, I'm always available. I ain't no psychologist. I'm not a psychologist, so I know suffering, I know pain, I know anxiety, I know misery and depression. You can't ask me that to a degree because I'm still suffering. For the world, for people who don't have psychologists or don't have nobody to talk to, you can talk to me if you want to. I'm always free on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. I'm holding on despite what really hurts me badly now because I'm suffering because I just lost my job, which really put me in a dark, deep end. Then my rent just dramatically went up to nearly $600 damn dollars. Yikes. And that did not make me feel so good. And I ain't ran out of money after paying my bills. I have no money left at all. I'm trying to freak out right now. So that's why I'm making this video. For those in need. And some places don't even have psychology. If they do, excuse me. Sorry, I think I'm coming down with a cold. I apologize for that. And also, I want to apologize for my appearance. I was really rugged for the last couple weeks. I actually got me a little shave myself. I couldn't fit, like they have these little cheap razors, but they don't really get down so deep. But I did with hot water, some soap, and all that. Anyways, back to on the topic I want to finish up on. I know time is short. For those who suffer currently depression, anxiety, and all, suicide thoughts, first of all, please look at the text below the call for national suicide help. I recommend you do that or call the nearest psych hospital or so. Or if not, just talk to me. I'm free. With psychologists, it costs you a couple hundreds of dollars, unless it's covered by your insurance. That's another reason I didn't want to afford mine because it costs way too damn much. I had to be honest. But if you can afford it, mental health in America is not very open talk of or to look at you like a monster. So my final closing words I want to say, thank y'all for watching. You beautiful, marvelous people. Thank you. Final words I want to say. If you can, be open at your own pace. Sometimes life gives you choices, sometimes you don't. In my case, I didn't have much of a choice growing up. I was forced to be mature, forced to be advanced in others, which I didn't like at all. If I had a choice, I would tell my parents basically not to have me, Didn't make me suffer like this. That's all I gotta say. Thank y'all for watching.